indeed, the singularity, beware the singularity. We had a speech today. It was another number 3 speech by John Miller as he works his way through the manual. And specifically, the purpose of this speech is to prepare, the speaker is to prepare a speech that has a clear general purpose to either inform, persuade, entertain, or inspire, and a specific purpose. The speech is to be organized in a manner that best achieves these purposes. The beginning, body, and conclusion should all tie into and reinforce the purposes. Well, if you look at that instruction and you look at what John did, he met those criteria very, very well. It was a solid speech, well organized, well structured. And I'm going to ask you a question of the different types of way you can have a general purpose. You have persuade, inform, and inspire, 3 of them. How many people thought this was a speech to persuade? How many people thought it was a speech to inform? How many thought it was a speech to inspire? You're correct. John actually told me ahead of time that his intent was to inspire. And so my job as the evaluator is to see if he did that, and you have just told me that by and large he did. And for the rest of you, you'll have another chance. The specific purpose is that he wanted us to remember the dead on Memorial Day, and there's no doubt in my mind that he accomplished that purpose throughout the speech with examples, with hitting home again and again about the importance of Memorial Day and the importance of doing this. So you absolutely achieved the purpose of this speech. Now, the organization was such that you had a good opening, it was right to the point, you got us right into it, and then you went into a story about Texas A&M and the Aggies, and it was a good story. And people like to listen to stories, so it's a good idea to have stories in your talk if they help you make your point, and it did, because you tied the story into the major point that you were making. What the Aggies do is just kind of a subset of what we all need to be doing on Memorial Day, and you made that point very well. You did have note cards up here. The speech suggests that you go without notes. I disagree with that, but I think that you handled the note cards very well. They were a little bit neonish color-wise, so I could see them, but they were down on here, and it's up to me, they probably weren't really noticeable. So a good job with the notes. And then you tied everything in at the end as well. So everything organization-wise was great. A couple of suggestions. I'd say you need to work a little bit on your hand gestures. A lot of the times it was this, or hands were clasped, and this, and there wasn't a lot of...
Robots.
It was that robot in 2063. So you'll get to work on that at a future speech. And another thing you'll get to work on in a future speech, well, before I say that, there was one gesture where you said, you asked people, you took muster, and if they were here, to say they were here, and you went here. And then here would have been a better gesture in that instance as an example. As far as another suggestion I have, and you'll get this again in another later speech, is vocal variety. I think your sincerity, while it was there, would have been stronger if you had raised your voice at the appropriate times and made the point stronger, rather than just kind of quietly going on in your normal quiet voice. And that's something you'll get to work on. Overall, outstanding job and a good example of a number 3 speech.